lives one day at a time. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. They're here to get your day going fine. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio.
And here's your host, Miss Kim Robinson.
It's Monday. How is everybody doing? This is Charles McCutchen. How are y'all doing today? I'm glad I could be back on this Monday. He is risen. He is risen. I know everybody had a Easter, and I just want to say congrats to everybody who made it through, because I know Easter is for some people, it is a show for a lot of people. But I'm going to bring you Charles's Corner, some of the information, and we do this on Mondays. We bring you information. Basically, it's going to be financial freedom. This week, I've been speaking to a few people in different organizations and a lot of people all across the country, and I was discussing ways we can move forward. We as a people moving forward. And some of the things I came up with, it's all about financial freedom, so I bring up things that's going to get there. I'm going to actually do a call on this and go more in detail and give people literally, I like to give out the steps. I'm more of a step-by-step person. This is going to gloss over a little bit just to kind of give you a feel of where I'm going to take it. Those of you who don't know me, my name is Charles McCutchen. I'm a best-selling author. You can find me all over social media, from Facebook to LinkedIn to Instagram to Twitter. I'm just putting out information for people so they can use in their journey, whatever journey they're in, as far as business is concerned. And I look at everybody that's in business. The goal ultimately is to get to financial freedom, and you help people along your journey, and you bring them along. And so one of the things I was bringing up this week, I was talking to people about business credit. Well, I'm going to talk on true business credit, government contracts, nonprofits, and a business plan. And that's a lot to take in. That's like, a lot of people say, hey, can you inbox me or email it to me? And I tell people, I'm sorry, I can't do that. That's just a lot of information. You can basically only get the cliff notes, but to really, dig down and start whatever you want to start, from trying to get funding to doing doing government contracts, it takes a little bit of due diligence on your part, and it takes a little bit of work on your part to get it done. And a lot of people I work with people, putting it together, and a lot of people do it themselves. They'll be looking at different videos I have. So even if you went to YouTube, you can go to YouTube and put in Charles McCutchen and look at some of the videos I have there. And some of them I'm going step by step, showing you one of them is step by step is the true business credit part of it. I have some credit things that I put up, because we have to get our credit where we need to get it to. And I tell people, just get to about a 750. And once you get to a 750 credit score, you can do as much as somebody with an 850 credit score. So, you have to get it to where you need to get it to. And as far as credit, since I just spoke on it, you don't have to, credit to me, you can go at 50 points in a day. So it's not to where, I don't care if your credit is at a 350 right now. It doesn't matter where your credit is. The only thing we can do is get our credit up to speed. So the only thing you can do is work at your credit score and get it up to where you need to get it to. So either you will or you won't do it, or you'll get somebody else to do it for you. But I see people losing from getting vehicles, from getting housing, from just buying regular everyday things because they have a high interest rate on their credit cards and stuff like that. And I'm a research person, so here's some numbers for you. You look at the numbers on credit cards. We, as the United States of America, we are over $1 trillion in debt just with credit cards alone. So that means that we are, we're a little bit of trouble, and we can act like we're not, or a lot of people don't want to look at it and think that it's going to go away. It's really not going away. So I bring up stuff on how to fix credit, because I had to do it myself. and I had to learn the hard way. And so I share with people things that I had to go through and little tricks and tips that I do. I put it, like I said, I put it on, I got a group on social media right now on Facebook that I say go in there and get the information and start it yourself. You can actually do credit yourself. You don't have to pay, but if you don't want to do it, you can pay somebody as well. And that goes from like $250 to maybe $500, I would say, paying somebody to do your credit. I personally don't like paying people on a monthly basis to get credit done, only if the company's going to do what they say they're going to do. I'm going to put it that way, because you have some great companies out there, then you have some companies that are not so great. And I know for a fact that they're taking some people's money, because I'm working with some people now, and I told them, let them go. If you've been working with a company over 9 months to a year and they're still taking your money to the tune of $100 a month, it's time to let them go and do something different. And I would tell you to do it yourself, just so you can get versed in what's supposed to happen. And then if you want to pay a company or some person to do it, just make sure you know what they're supposed to do. That's kind of like where I leave it at. And like I said, there are great companies out there, so you just have to pick and choose. I know a few of them. I know a few good people as well, and I direct people to those people that already have credibility. The business plan. Now, this is what I'm saying across the country. A lot of people have been in business for a long time. A lot of people don't even have a business plan. A business plan is just a living document. And I have a business plan that I give people, and it's a core plan. And you just have to go in and put your own information, and it's going to allow you to think. It's going to allow you to dream a little bit bigger and stretch yourself a little bit more so you can actually get something done. So, and the thing I see is, why do you want somebody else to do your business plan? Because if you do your business plan, you know what you need. You know what you're thinking about. You have your vision of how your business is. So somebody else doing it for you, I mean, they can really just give you a shell, and then you still have to go in and put your wants and your desires in there. And that's what you're going to have to relay to somebody. You're going to tell them everything you want in your plan, and they're going to put it in your plan. So why don't you just put it in there? And then I say get it to a good working condition, and then you give it to somebody else if you want to. But, work on your own business plan, at least the core of it, so you'll understand, okay, wow, I didn't think about this and I didn't think about that. But at least it's in your plan, and then you can move forward there. So I tell the people, start with you first with everything you do. Start with you. Dangerous in your business plan. Get dangerous in doing your own credit. Know enough to know what they're supposed to do for you. Now I'm going to talk about business credit. This is not going to be a long call. It's just insight and information before I go and do the literally. I have to do it step by step. That's all I know how to do, is to step people through it so they can have something on the other side of that. So the business credit piece of it. Now, I'm only going to give you what I know and what I've been through and what I've experienced and what I've done. So that's why I'm giving it to y'all the way I'm giving it to y'all. So you have business credit. You have all these different banks and entities saying that they can give you business credit, and they're going to tell you, yeah, we can get it to you in 10 days, 7 days, 3 days, whatever they're going to tell you. So business credit is different from true business credit. In that business credit, you're going to have to use one I just did for somebody, use their credit score. They use their credit, so many late charges you have. They don't want you to have any, and I'm talking about as a whole. Can't have any late charges. You can't have more than 4 inquiries in a year. You got to have less than 40% of your utilization, and that's across the board, like on different credit cards and how much money you've used up and stuff like that. So that's kind of like in a nutshell. If you just want to get straight business credit, or they have collateral that you can use, or you can collateral meaning like equipment that you may have in your business that you can put up on the chopping blocks, or money that you can use. That's just, what it is for business credit. So I don't care what you're doing in business, where you are, you're going to have to find a way to separate business credit, true business credit. The difference, true business credit will not use your Social Security number, will not use your credit score. You can get funded as a startup with true business credit. So whatever type of business you have to set your business up right the first time, the first go around. And you don't have to keep setting it up the right way. See, a lot of us was taught the wrong way. Even myself was taught the wrong way of how to set up a business. Most of us go out and get our LLCs and go get our EIN, and we're set. We get with the state and everything like that. We paid a little money for the state, or we may have a license with the state, and then we're set. We say, well, I got my EIN and my LLC, and I'm good to go. Not so much. You're not really truly good to go. You're not set up really to receive true business credit based on your business and not based on your Social Security number or your credit score. I bring that up to a lot of people, and a lot of people get confused. Some people think they have business credit, well, true business credit, because the bank told them they have it, which the bank is going to tell you, yes, we gave you business credit, and no, it's not attached to your Social Security number. Let me explain to you how banks do. This is only from research. If you bank with them, just have a regular account, personal or checking, what have you, do they have your Social Security number? Yes or yes? I will guarantee you they have your Social Security number because you bank with them already. So if you turn around and take your business to them and say, hey, I want to get a business credit, which is fine, but they're going to have your social. They have it on file. You can't say, well, they only use my business. That's a true statement. They use your business because they already have your information, sir, ma'am. They already have your information because you bank with them already. So the best way I see it is if you go to some installation or some organization and they don't have anything on you and you just give them your EIN, then you can get what I call true business credit because they'll use your business. So those are the differences. A lot of people don't understand that. And a lot of us, I'm going to say 10%, this is not my number, this is just a number that's out there, 10% of business owners don't have true business credit. What we do is we go out to the different banks or a couple of the entities, and they give you about $15,000, and that may be just enough to get you through a hard spot or just enough to get you to the next quarter, and they kind of give us just enough. The true business credit will give you 3 to 5 to 10 times the amount that a bank will give you. That's just how the system is set up. So the bank gives you $15,000. Shoot, you can get $150,000, $250,000 from getting a lender from true business credit, from doing it that way. So that's why I push separating so you have no personal guarantee on the money. The downfall is a lot of us are struggling in business, and if something were to happen, and your business can't maintain, most of us tap in our credit cards, most of us tap in our savings, most of us tapping the money that we have laid around or money that was supposed to be for retirement. We start tapping in the 401ks because we so love this business because our heart is in it. And if the business fails, then your 401k is tapped, your savings is tapped, and your credit score is tapped. So now it starts to affect your relationships because we know that relationships, number one reason for the breakups is money. And so the goal is separate everything from personal and business. We should be doing that anyway because we are in a sueful society. And if you were to get sued, are they going to come after everything or just going to say, no, we're just going to take your car or just take your home? They're coming after everything, family. So it's more of protecting yourself, getting the right entity. And this is not legal advice. I want you to make sure you go get the right legal advice. I'm just providing insight information, and I want you to do your due diligence because I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an accountant, I'm not any of those things, and I don't provide legal advice. I just provide information on things I've already done, and I want people to go out and experience it themselves and go get the right information. Contracts. So what's happening right now with government contracts is a lot of us are not set up to receive government contracts because we don't have our businesses set up the right way, and we're not putting in for the different certifications that we can get anyway. There's a lot of different ways to go about this. We have a lot of free resources out there. One of them is www.sierrabravoalpha.gov, and that's sba.gov or sba.com Small Business Administration. Just type that into your search and it'll pop up, and there's some, close to you, and you can go get some information. The thing is, a lot of people don't want to go get the information, and I get it. Sucks going to these classes, sucks learning all this stuff. But I will say that the biggest pot of money that's out there is in the federal contracts. The government money, from the federal to the state to the local, there's so much money. There's money that's left over to the tune of billions. There's about $500 billion out there from the federal government, and then there's a thing called set aside. So what that means is the federal government sets money aside for small business owners. It's mandated. 23% of $500 billion is set aside. Run the numbers. I don't care what you run. I mean, you can't beat the billions with a B. So you run the numbers and figure out where you are. You can be a minority-owned business. You can be a woman-owned business. You can be a veteran-owned business. You can be a service-disabled veteran-owned business. You can be a disadvantaged business. You can be a small business. You can be so many different categories. And the thing is, you go out and get those different categories. So I'm a service-disabled veteran-owned business. I'm a veteran-owned business. I'm a minority-owned business. So I can go out and get all these different certifications to where they give contracts to those specific entities that I'm just listing, and so I can put my name in the hat. Then there's an 8A certification, and that one right there is just a sweet certification to have, because you have all these contractors trying to get with you because they can't get to the contract because it's for an 8A small business, and now you're an 8A small business, and now you get the contract, and you may not be able to fill everything that the contract has, but that organization that's bigger than you can fill it, so you can kind of subcontract. You can be the prime. It's called being the prime, and then you get a sub, a company that comes up under you and does, they may do majority of the work contracts, $5 million, $4 million, $3 million. There's some big contracts out there for your business. And so they have so much money out there for different niches. I just found some for marketing. All these people who do marketing out there, found some government contracts for them. I found government contracts for, I'm going to slide over to the grants part. You have grants out there for child care. You have government contracts for people who do transportation. All you truckers out there that's listening to this, the government contracts out there for you. It's harder to find something that the government doesn't buy than it is to find stuff that they do buy, because they buy everything. They buy everything down to all you chefs out there or people who cater. They have government contracts for you. They had government contracts. I saw contracts out there on the local level. They had some for red velvet cupcakes. Imagine that. So you get a government contract, and some of these contracts are a year, 3 years. They have contracts for landscapers. You do janitorial type work. Their janitorial services right now, I think the average contract is like $246,000 on average for their contract. So you get the janitorial contract. So there's no shortage of contractors putting your name in the hat, getting the right information that you need so you can be qualified and certified in these different areas if you meet the niche, especially women. If you're 51% owned woman, there are contracts designated strictly for women. And then you go down and you can set the criteria up in the computer, and they can send you. I get emails every day. Literally, I can look through my emails and see 10 to 20 contracts out there, and I just look through and see which one fits me, because I already put my criteria in there of what I'm doing. I have a consulting firm on the contracting side of things, but I do real estate as well. So there's so many different, like I said, there's so many different contracts out there that people need to actually get into the mix. So another thing out there are the nonprofit side of the house. So on the nonprofit side of the house, you have a lot of funding. So I see a lot of business owners that are saying, hey, I want to get a grant. And I say, there are grants out there for business owners, but there are more grants out there for nonprofits. And I'm talking specifically for the 501c3 category, because there's different types of nonprofits, but that's like the common one. So for nonprofits, you have funding, and a lot of nonprofits don't use the funding that's out there. I see a lot of them doing like They do little things to collect $10 here, $5 there, little donations and stuff. When there's money to the tune of millions out there for a nonprofit, but they're not set up correctly and they're not going after the funding on the local level first to start out, and then with the state and then the regional and then the national level. So there's steps to doing the nonprofit, and there's steps to getting the funding, and then there's steps to putting your name in the hat. Even on the government side of things, I didn't even know that piece existed. But as a nonprofit, you can be, under the government side of things and get, there's different grants out there for nonprofit. There's different funding from the Small Business Administration. There's housing out there, because a lot of people doing some great things that I see that want to take care of people that's coming out of prison, and you have housing that's set aside literally for nonprofits. But if you're not HUD certified, that's the Housing and Urban Development. If you're not HUD certified, which takes approximately 2 years to get that certification, then you can't get the housing that's donated to you or at a steep discount, namely about 20, 30% on 30 cents on a dollar, that you can get those donated to your nonprofit to where you can either use it and use it how you see fit. I'm going to keep it simple for a lot of people because I don't want to dive down in there. But, that's something that I've been working in other nonprofits doing. I was actually helping nonprofits doing it before I got my nonprofit, and that's the reason I had to turn around and start mine, because I was like, wow, this is exactly what I want to do. I've got nonprofit helping homeless veterans with a huge vision of I'm not going to tell my vision here yet. I got something that I'm working on that's going to just blow the socks off of the country, not just where I'm at locally, but literally off of the country. It's gonna be a model. I can put it that way. It's gonna be a model that's gonna shock. We're gonna shake up the world with this vision that I have and what I'm doing. And it's gonna be something that's gonna be used, and we can keep going from every state to every city and just keep recreating this same model. So it's going to be created in Virginia first, and then it's going to spread out from there. And I'm excited because I have a few people that see the vision with me, and we're going to keep growing it that way. And so all you business owners out there, from having a business plan, from getting business credit, from getting true business credit, from getting certified with the government, to having a nonprofit and having a for-profit, it's okay. You can do both. And one of the other things is starting your book. That's like the all the stuff that I listed, and having a book as your signature, as your business card. Your book is your business card that can explode your business. And so, and the thing, when you start to go down that road and you have your book, and now you can start speaking engagements, because people want to know what you did. How did you start your business? Why did you start your business? Why were you hungry? Why did you write this book? How did you write this book? What made you get up and do X, Y, Z to get all this stuff together? So what we do is, when we get to that point, now we reach down and grab somebody else and pull them up. So that's what I've been doing with everything that I have. And the sad part is, there's a few people that will be negative along your journey. I post stuff, and I post stuff that, from the government websites. All this stuff is free. The government websites, you go get that information. And I posted something on the Small Business Administration, and I posted something on the HUD, and this lady was like, it's a scam. And I said, well, ma'am, what are you talking about? And she said, all the stuff you're posting. I said, well, what's a scam? Please enlighten me on what you're talking about. And she couldn't say anything. And some people came to vouch on my behalf. I entertain it. And there are always going to be a few people, and you can't let those people deter you from what God gave you to move forward and, take the insight and help people. And that's the name of the game. Help people as much as you can. You don't help them until you're homeless. I say stop right there. But you can give insight or hey, go to this website and take that information and run with it. I would say do this, though. Be leery of giving up all of your time, because all we have is time and memories. You have to, take trips and make memories, but the time, you can't get back the time that you're spending. So a lot of people want to waste your time. A lot of people just want to, I get this from a lot of people. Hey, I want to sit down and, and that's like, well, some of the stuff you don't need to sit down and do. You can actually give people information, give them marching orders and say, hey, do this first. once you do that, you'll have questions that, we can more make better use of our time. I don't like to sit down with a lot of people because it's more of a waste of my time, because they're going to sit down with me that they could have got on YouTube from one of my channels. I said, well, go to the channel and get smart first. Get the free information first. Go to the SBA.gov, the HUD.gov. Go to all these different .gov sites and all these different sites, and that's going to give you some information that you can use and put something to action. It's more about moving on it. You can look at 1,000 videos, but until you put something to action, I'm about results. It's all about results. People told me I wasn't going to write a book. They told me I wasn't going to graduate, wasn't going to have a nonprofit, I get a lot of, you're not going to do this, and that's cool. I let people do the talking. Let them talk, and you just put the work in to where next thing you know, you're getting a letter from the state saying you started a business, you started an LLC, you started an S Corp, or whatever entity you want to choose, or you get a letter from the IRS saying that your business is letter 5436, you are a tax-exempt entity. Now use that. Or you get your book, and now you're putting your books on shelves, or you're getting paid speaking gigs. So that's the kind of the thing that I want people to actually get up and go do. Go do it. Or you're getting a letter from the government saying that you have been certified as a minority business or a service-disabled veteran-owned business, and now you can go put in contracts and stuff like that. Those are what we need to move forward. It's all about results. And I put out results and results and results, and that's all that matters. Nothing else matters. You can talk a good game, or you can put the results up and put them on paper and show people like, no, I already did it. So everything I put out there, I show people, hey, I've done it. This is what I did. This is how I did it. Step 1, you have to do this. Step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7, and keep going until you finish, until they get a product on the other end, and they're done. Like, man, thank you so much. I just had a lady post on social media, thank you, Mr. Charles McCutchen. I received my nonprofit, received a letter from the IRS. Bang. It's all about results. Nothing else matters. A lot of people are waiting. I got some people that got in touch with me 2-3 years ago, wanted to start a nonprofit. 3 years ago. Never started. I just talked to a guy probably about 2 weeks ago. I said, hey, how's it going with the nonprofit? Because he wanted to go with this other company. I said, hey, no problem. Make sure they're doing this. And I gave them all the steps that they need to do to make sure it was done correctly. And I just contacted him. It was been over a year. And I said, how's the nonprofit? He said, no, it didn't happen for me. A lot of things happen. And we do a lot of that. And it's called excuses. Keep making excuses about why we don't do something. And we let life take us out of it. Well, no, I went through hard times, or, such and such passed away. And I get that. We have to mourn and everything like that. But no matter what you do, time is still ticking until the good Lord bring you home. But time is going to still tick, and things are still going to happen, no matter if you do it or not. I guarantee you. So the amount of time that you're thinking about doing something, a lot of people, quote unquote, think about doing stuff, but never do anything because they're sitting down. And I hope I'm not offending anybody. And if you're offended, you might want to hang up. I'm just being honest, because I'm going to keep it real with you. I'd rather be real than be fake and say, well, no, everything is cool. You can do it next year. You don't know if you have next year. You don't know what you have. You don't know when your time is going to be up. So why don't you just do it now? And stop, sugarcoating it, and some people want the pat on the back to say, no, it's fine. You didn't, I know, you have kids, and you have to take your kids to basketball practice, and you can't do it. You don't have time. We all have 24 hours in a day. That's really 86,400 seconds in a day, and you have to find. I don't care if it's 30 minutes to an hour to do things for you and you. Nobody else. I don't care if you just choose 30 minutes. Find time. You have 30 minutes. Let me tell you a quick story. So I'm listening to a guy. I'm sitting in the crowd, listening to a guy by the name of, I think it was Darren Hardy. So Darren Hardy was talking to us about another guy we all know, Microsoft guy, is talking about when he was creating Apple and another business, and he's a Mr. Money. And he passed away. God bless his soul. He passed away. But we see him up there when he would be introducing the iPhone. He'd be talking about the iPhone, and we have our eyes glued, and because we all want that iPhone. And the iPhone is one of the, some people say it's the best phone, and people say no, it's Android. So the guy doing all this stuff for the iPhone and bringing all this information, and he's making millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars bringing all this stuff. And he had a wife and he had kids, but he said he would still spend time with his wife and kids, even if it was 30 minutes. And he's spending his time, his 30 minutes with his wife and his kids, even though he's building the iPhone brand, even though he has another company that he's building up to this big brand. And if he has 30 minutes, Mr. Darren Hardy looked at all of us and said, if that guy, as busy as he is, as much money as he has and the millions that he's made just starting this brand from nothing, in a sense, and going in there and making it bigger and bigger, if he has 30 minutes, why don't you? Why don't you have 30 minutes? We make excuses. We want to watch TV. We don't want to really put the work in that's necessary to do what we need to do. Find a time during the week. Look at a timesheet if you have to and say, okay, from on Monday, today is Monday, from 6:30 to 7:30, I'm going to put work into my skill set, work into my business, work into doing that thing that I've been putting off. And so that's all it boils down to. Right now, this is how I look at life. I look at life as far as this entire year. I take my year and I break it into quarters. So it's 4 quarters into a year. I'm a basketball player. I'm a sports fanatic. I love basketball. I love football. I love baseball. I'm a sports fanatic. I'm a competitor. So I break everything into a sports analogy to say we have 4 quarters. January, February, and March was the first quarter. That's done. This is April. So April, May, and June, that's the second quarter. What did you do? What's written down that you accomplished during the first quarter? And if it's nothing, then you need to take that stuff and start writing it down, and you got to pull it to the second quarter, and you got to start marking stuff off your list. If you don't mark anything off your list and you just have it in your head, it's not going to work for you, family, because we're not really good. We can't memorize everything. You're going to forget something, and man, I could have did that. I should have did that. And that's what a lot of people do at the end. I could have, should have, would have. I wish I could have, I would have, I could have. And that's what we do. We could have, should have, would have all day long without getting anything done. And now we're in the second quarter. Now what's going to happen? The third quarter. Now what's going to happen? The fourth quarter. And let me tell you what a lot of people are going to say. I'm going to say upwards of 90% of people in December are going to say, okay, 2018 was a good year, but I didn't get much accomplished. But now 2018, I'm really going to make it happen. And let me tell you what you're going to do. You're lying to yourself. I hate to say it that way. You're lying to yourself because you haven't written anything down. You haven't taken the time to put into your craft, but now you're pissed off only because you're trying to get the accolades and you want your nonprofit done and you want your business to soar but you haven't put the work. You can't get mad because you haven't put the work in. So all I'm saying is put the work in. Take time for you to put the work in so you can stop having your seeds, your daughters and your sons. If you have kids or you're going to have kids in the future, stop having your daughters and your sons start out on the ground floor. Why do they have to be broke, y'all? Why do we always do that? We always start out on the ground floor. Why? Because the people that came before us didn't put work in. And I hate to say it, I'm come from humble beginnings. It is what it is. I'm from the project. I started out from the project, from humble beginnings. My father, humble beginnings. Grandfather, humble beginnings. Before them, humble beginnings. Everybody has to start on the ground floor. Why? We don't have to. We're making it so because we're so used to being entertained. We love going to concerts. We love going to basketball games and football games. We love that stuff. I say until you get to a point to where you're not working anymore, cut the TV off. Cut the TV off and put some time into you, put some time into your kids. And let me tell you something. If you have a favorite show right now, I dare you to cut it off. Cut it off and put an hour. Take that hour that you're going to watch that show, put it into you. And if you don't want to do it and you want to start your kids off on the ground floor, all you need to do is put your kids in the living room and set them on the couch and tell each of them they're not worth it. And then turn on your favorite show and get some popcorn and something to drink and just watch TV all day. and do it this week, next week too. And then in 2018, at the end of the year, in December, around December 24th, 25th, 26th, say, okay, I messed around in 2018. Now 2019 is really going to be my year. How about try that one? And let me know how it works out in 2019. I'm just telling you what I hear. This is the truth for a lot of people. If it's not your truth, I commend you. I salute you. I say hand claps to you, because it's a journey that we are all on, and it's not going to be easy. I can guarantee you that. It's going to be tough, but, go through it, make it be tough, and it's okay, if you fail. I failed a lot, and the thing is, we're taught not to fail, and that's our downfall. We teach kids not to fail. It's okay to fail. It's okay. All you did was learn how not to do it next time. That's all you did. So it's not like you really failed. You learned something. So I never lose. I tell people this. I never lose. Either I learn or I win. That's it. I learn or I win. But I don't stop. I stay committed to what I said I was going to do, and I make it happen. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care if it takes 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. It doesn't matter to me, because I know the outcome. And my outcome, when we look at, when we're gone, those listening to this, when you're gone and your kids are here, what did you leave them? Did you leave them anything? Did you teach them anything along this journey? That's the best thing you can do, is teach them as you go, because it's going to still be in their mind. So you're not teaching them about finances, and a lot of us don't understand finances, and the reasons why is because a lot of us are broke, and a lot of us don't have $1,000 of discretionary income. And I can only tell because of the numbers in the United States, the numbers from a statistical standpoint is less than 96. Well, because somebody going to look this up. 92 to 96% of people make less than $100,000 a year, and that just lets me know that we don't know how to make money. Money is not the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. So we have to take what we have and make it better. We have to take what we have and make it better. But a lot of people won't come together because a lot of people are scared of losing what little they do have. That's called lack. When you have lack in your life, you're going to be scared to help people. You're going to be scared to lose. A lot of people are playing not to win. They're playing not to win when we should be playing to win. Play to win, and it's okay. A lot of us are scared what other people are going to say about us, but ask those other people, when you get into a bind, can you borrow something? And I can guarantee you it's probably going to be no. Ask to borrow $5,000. I guarantee you they're going to tell you no. I don't have it, because a lot of us don't have $1,000 of discretionary income. That's how we live our lives, because we have a lack in our lives, and we're supposed to be living in abundance. Why are we not living in abundance? That's the thing I don't understand. Why do we give all of our time to a job we don't like, and then we turn around and we tell our kids to go get a job, and you didn't like your job for the last 40 years, but you're going to tell a child to do the thing that you didn't like? Why would you do that? That's not even common sense to me. It's like, you don't like going to work every day, but you're going to tell your child, hey, work real hard and get a job and stay right there. J-O-B, job, just over broke, jumping over bills, juggling over bills. It doesn't make sense. Let's start making it make sense for the youth, if nothing else. If you're lost, you can stay lost, but get them to somebody that can get them some information so they can move forward. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear what I'm saying, and that's okay. It's not for everybody. This is just real talk. This is where we are in the state of America today. But we can pull our assets together and make big moves and train these kids up so they don't have to work for these companies that's paying them minimum wage, paying them pennies on the dollar so they can barely live. That's what's happening right now. Some people are barely living, making chump change. And it's like, what's $20 an hour? I mean, not to offend anybody who makes $20 an hour. Some people out there making $10 an hour. How can you live on $10 an hour? I don't get it. I don't understand that. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And I'm not trying to get it. We can live in abundance. That's what I was told. I was told that God gave Adam 4 streams of which to drink from. 4 streams. To me, let's equate that to 4 streams of income. Why have 1 stream of income when you can have 4? Why have 4 when you can have 7? Why have 7 when you can have 10? That's just me. And when you get to a point So hopefully you're helping people and you're showing people exactly how you did what you did, so now they can help somebody else, and each one teach one. That's how we win. That's the only way we're going to win. So I'm going to tie that back to being self-sufficient, to being financially free, to getting 100% of your time back so you can give it to those that matter to you, so you can make memories. So you have to get your business credit. You have to get your personal credit. You have to get your true business credit. You're going to have to get your nonprofit. You're going to have to get the government grant. You're going to have to put all that into a pot and keep moving forward with what you have and showing everybody else how you do it. My name is Charles McCutchen, and yes, I'm that guy. You better believe it. I'm your favorite entrepreneur. My name is Charles, spelled C-H-A-R-L-E-S, McCutchen, M-C-C-U-T-C-H-E-N. And my email is charlesmspeaks@yahoo.com. That's Charles, C-H-A-R-L-E-S, the letter M as in Mike, Speaks, S-P-E-A-K-S. That's Sierra, Papa, Echo, Alpha, Kilo, Sierra. Charles M. Speaks at Yahoo. Speaks with an S at the end of it. .com. If you hit me up, I'll definitely direct you to some people that I know or some information that I already have on tap that you can use to move your business, your life, your whatever, because your 2018 has just started and the first quarter is already done. So I'm going to ask you, sir or ma'am, what are you going to do with the rest of your time? You can sit there and mess around if you want to, or you can make things happen to where 2019 is just flourishing. But you have to start now. You can't wait on anybody. You can't ask your cousin that's sitting on the couch. You can't ask your mom or your dad that has not done what you're set out to do. Please don't ask them if they have not done it. If they have not done it, how can they tell you how to do it? Please don't do that. Like I said, Charles McCutchen, I want to thank everybody for getting on. I'm going to pray us out. Father God, thank you for allowing me to get on this call and impart and input information to those who are along this journey as I am. Look out for those who have nothing to eat. Look out for those who are going through the struggle. Look out for those who are traveling, those who are on a mission, those who want more. In your name I pray. Charles McCutchen signing out. Amen to everybody. This is Charles's Corner. Until next time, y'all have a blessed one. Take it easy.
That's right. Yeah. Pray to him. You got to put in the work too. That's right. You just can't pray and he just give it to you. No, he ain't gonna give it to you. You gotta put in the work. He gonna put in the work. We gonna put in the work. And we put it together, and it's all teamwork. Now everybody knows that nothing comes easy when you got a goal inside. You might have a chance, but you gotta have faith if you want the right things in life. Everybody wants that easy road. Nobody wanna put in the work. Then you point your fingers at God 'cause it didn't work. Now you got your feelings hurt. Why? Because you did not pray. Why? Because you didn't have faith. Why? Your heart was not in the right place. Why? Or maybe you was in a dark place. But this is not the time to be down. So you better stand up. You better turn that frown upside down. And you better stand up. You gotta put in the work. He gonna put in the work. We gonna put in the work. And we put it together, and it's all teamwork. See, everyone in life has had to go and face their fears. And if there is a lack of prayer, then soon follow the tears. So never give up hope because there is nothing to fear. Just put in the work and you will see it all so clear. Oh, so clear. Wait a minute, you got to focus on you. Oh, so clear. And when you plant that seed, that's when he'll come through. Oh, so clear. There is no I in you, so you better team up. Oh, so clear. I got the perfect partner for you. Just look up. You gotta put in the work. He gonna put in the work. We gonna put in the work. and we put it together, and it's called teamwork. W means you're willing to fight for it all. O means outlasting every downfall. R means resurrection, God all up in this place. K means you kick the devil right in his face, and I'm like, work, pray, pray, work, come on and work, pray, pray, work, come on and work, pray, pray, work, come on and work, pray, pray, work, work, pray, pray, work, you gotta put in the work. You gotta put in the work. He gon' put in the work. He gon' put in the work. We gon' put in the work. You gotta put in the work. And we put it together, and it's called teamwork. Here we go now.